Sometimes you know you want to create, like you have the juice, but you sit down to do the thing and you're lost. I feel this often, and given it's my job to be creative, I literally can't afford to go days or weeks feeling creatively stuck. And so in this video, I want to talk about 3 strategies on how to get out of a creative rut. Quick story, my good friend Ronnie had texted me saying he had writer's block. Ronnie is one of my most creative and talented friends. He's such an awesome artist. And I remember telling Ronnie, you're probably not blocked because you have too few ideas. It's probably that you have so many ideas in so many different directions that you're having trouble knowing what to do next. He totally agreed. And then he sent me this video from The Simpsons that perfectly reflected this phenomenon.
Here's what happens when they all try to get through the door at once.
And I feel like this is the perfect example of what it feels like to be creatively blocked. It's actually not that we have too few ideas. It's that we have so many ideas in so many different directions that they're all trying to get out the door at the same time and we're just stuck. So the reflection I gave to my friend Ronnie is the first framework I want to offer in this video, which is practice constraint. Too many choices can lead to indecision. Too much possibility and too much freedom can be crippling. To get ourselves into motion, we need to set up some guardrails and some boundaries that allow us to not have to make so many decisions. We need to gamify this a little bit. If you think about any game, there are rules and structures to the game. If there are no rules and structures to a game, that game is not very fun. It's just pure chaos. It's just anybody do anything you want at any time. So we need to gamify this a bit. So what might this look like? Me as a videographer, I might say, okay, I'm gonna make a video. It's gonna be only 30 seconds long. I have to make the video in my house. I'm only gonna use my iPhone to shoot it, and I have to finish the entire video today. Those are my constraints. That's the game I have just set for myself. The purpose of this game is to get me into motion. An object at rest stays at rest, an object in motion stays in motion. Some Isaac Newton. Literally my only goal is to get some creative momentum. I also love how this kind of lowers the bar. You know, obviously within these constraints, I'm not gonna make the best video of all time, and so it almost turns off that perfectionist part of my brain. I'm not trying to make my magnum opus right now. I'm trying to creatively exercise a muscle that has been blocked. And for the creative mind that sees possibility everywhere, we often need to practice constraint. Einstein said we cannot solve the problem with the same level of thinking that created it. And I feel like that's what we're doing so often when we feel creatively stuck, is that we're trying to dig deeper and pull harder and use willpower and white knuckle it, when really the best thing we could probably do is take a step back and change our internal state. And there's a lot of ways to change our internal state, but for the sake of this video, I want to talk about play. Dr. Stuart Brown wrote a book called Play, and it's all about how, as mammals and as these monkey human primate things, play has been such an integral part of our evolution and our brain's development. Play is not a luxury, it's almost like a necessity for this organism to work as it's supposed to. So instead of doubling down and grinding harder, Dr. Stuart Brown might recommend that when we feel the most stuck, we should go play. He has this beautiful quote in the book that says, "Play is the straw that stirs the drink." So when we're not thinking clearly, when we're stagnant and we're stuck, we're like this really gross drink, and we need a straw to stir that up. Play can be that straw. This reminds me, like, get outside, go be with some people, go do something that makes you feel like a little kid. Go lose track of time for a little bit, go get sweaty, go lose your breath, and just leave the work at home, leave the work back, and just go be a human being.
All right. Hey, but this is it, right? This one.
I mean, these aren't even close. That's the thing. It's not even close. And then maybe on the back end of play, maybe on the back end of a hike or a sport or whatever helped me feel playful that day, then I can think about work. It's often when I leave the work for a while and then go play, and before I even return to the work, while I'm in that high vibe, playful, out of breath, social state, I might think about work, and the next steps or the problem I'm trying to solve with work all of a sudden feels so clear, so much more simple than I make it when I'm back at my studio, trying to figure something out. It feels so complex. And so like Einstein said, change your level of mind before trying to solve the problem. So I literally just moved and I'm in a new house, and I was instantly reminded what changing my environment can do for my sense of creativity. I remember feeling this while traveling Europe. Everything was so novel, and in that novelty came a lot of creative clarity. And I think there's something to this principle that novel places lead to novel thoughts. And I think we can use this sense of environmental novelty to our advantage. We don't have to travel to Europe. We don't have to move every other week, but how can we invite more novel stimuli in our environment to allow us to think differently? So what this could look like on a smaller scale is, for me, can I schedule an afternoon to go somewhere in my own town that I haven't been to before? Can I go to a weird coffee shop or like a weird restaurant I've never been to and just be around an environment that is novel? I have found that the more time, the better. So if I can have an entire day doing things I've never done before, even better. If I can do a whole weekend, even better. But the goal remains the same. If we can expose ourselves to some sort of novel stimuli in our environment, as above, so below. Novelty externally will likely create some sort of novelty within us. And when there's novel thoughts and novel ideas circling within us, that usually translates well into our work. If you want to go deeper, here's one more bonus tip. I think a daily writing practice is one of the most surefire, proven strategies to maintain creative clarity and momentum. If you haven't read it, Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, I consider this like the Bible for artists. If you literally just read the first 2 chapters, you'll have a better understanding of how much daily writing can greatly impact your creativity. If you don't want to buy this book, if you don't want to read it, and you just want help starting with a writing practice that can greatly help you with just creative momentum, I'll drop a link below. And basically what I'll send you is just like a very simple guide on how to just start with this practice. Just give you some frameworks that will help you get started so you don't overthink it. I think so many people sit down to write and they just overthink it. It's a very simple practice, but I get a lot of questions about it. So if you want that, click the link below. I'll send it to you. And if you want to watch a video on it, I made a video about a daily writing practice. I'll put it somewhere here. And I hope this video helped. I hope you start creating. The world needs you creating. The world is happy when you're creating. So I hope some of these ideas helped. I'll see you next time. Bye.